I found a way to legally steal a PS5. First, you want to go to any Walmart that has PS5s and ask them to open up the little section. As soon as they do, grab it and run. Get out of the store. Even if the scanners start beeping, who cares? Just keep going. Just kidding, that's not the method, but this is. You want to go take it and pay for it, and make sure you add the protection plan. This is super important, and you'll see why later. Next, you want to take it to your house, take it out of the box, and use a screwdriver to open it up and take out every single important internal component. And then you want to fill up the case with coins, rocks. I used poker chips in this example, and then seal it back shut, put it back in the packaging, and go back to Walmart to return it. They'll spend like 20 minutes trying to check everything, but just trust in the process, and they'll give you a full refund, and you get to keep all the important parts of the PS5. For legal reasons, don't do this, but watch this.
What is the rarest McDonald's Happy Meal toy of all time? And no, they're not all the same. Some of these go for hundreds of dollars. Since June of 1979, Happy Meals have been the icon of the McDonald's franchise. And with their marketing for children came the infamous Happy Meal toys. When the first Happy Meal came out, the toy was the McDoodler, McWrist, and it was just essential accessories like wallets and erasers. But slowly, the toys became a lot more interesting. See, eventually McDonald's added Power Ranger toys to their meals. And nowadays, if you wanted one of these, it would set you back $300. But this is still not the priciest and rarest these toys get. Because in 2000, Ty and McDonald's partnered up to make the Teeny Beanie Boos that now go for $450 a pop. But if you think these are way too pricey for what they are, subscribe.
I went into Walmart with an employee uniform to get on the intercom and say this: everything is free for the next hour. Everything. Go. Immediately, everyone started loading up carts. People were going crazy, even fighting over stuff, and the employees were watching me. But just when my plan was going good and I thought everything was perfect, they sent a message on the intercom saying that the previous message was not true. But to my surprise, it didn't work because people were still walking out of the store and the alarms were going off like crazy. But just in case I was gonna get caught, I put on a security uniform and pretended to be working there. But that's when management caught me, walked me out of the store, and made me sign a paper saying I'd never come back again. I'll do even worse right here. I'm gonna pull the fire alarm at Walmart and see if I can get away with it.
Krishna, this is a horrible idea.
Ready, set, go. The few people that were still in the store were immediately evacuated and 2 ambulances and a fire truck pulled up. But things were about to get bad since cops were in Walmart looking for the people who had turned on the false alarm. When we felt the coast was finally clear, we walked out of the Walmart, sat in our car when the worst thing possible happened. We were approached by a cop who was really suspicious because we came out pretty late, and they quote unquote had some reasonable suspicion to go talk to us. And they asked me for my age. I lied.
How old are you?
18. I'm 19, he's 18.
Oh, okay. Are you sure?
I lied, they detained me, threw me in the back of the cop car, and sent me off, but the craziness had just started, because I was making headlines.
Krishna Sahai. TikToker detained for what he says was a complete prank.
And when they interviewed me, I told them this. Dude, it wasn't even me, just let me cook, dude. Like, I'm doing my own stuff, man. If you think I should have ran faster, subscribe. I'm gonna try and spend 24 hours in this trampoline park. For the first few hours, I was just chilling and people were looking at me weird because, dog, I'm a full-grown man jumping. But as the night started coming, I started looking for random hiding spots till I decided on this one. I was here for over 5 hours because, bro, who's gonna find it? But then once the entire place was closed, I started walking around and I must have accidentally tripped a sensor because all the alarms started going up and I had to make a run for it out. I failed the challenge, but I do something crazier here. I'm gonna pretend to steal from Walmart to see what happens. I went to the back, bought a TV, fully paid for it, but once I started walking to the front, when the guy asked for my receipt, I just started running as fast as I could with the TV. The worker started chasing after me into the parking lot, but I was too fast and got away, and the alarms in the store started going off, which was super weird because I didn't even steal anything. But for the next couple hours, really nothing happened, which makes sense because, again, I did not steal. But then out of nowhere, a cop pulls me over saying I'm the suspect of a robbery at Walmart, and I show him the receipt and I'm like, yo, I didn't do this, and they fire the employee instead. I do something crazier here. How many people can jump in an elevator at the same time before it crashes? Let's find out. It started with just me jumping and nothing really happened. I could feel a little bit of movement, but the elevator was fine. And even though it did move a little, the elevator's maximum weight is 1,500 pounds. So if like 500 pounds worth of people jump, hypothetically, it should break. We then went on to 2 people. And we could actually feel it shake a lot more this time, but it still held on really well. When we did 3 people though, now we were entering kind of a risky zone. when we all jumped at the same time, we could actually feel it drop a little bit, but once again, it held on really well. But then it was time for 5 people. Even though we completely destroyed the elevator, it wasn't over really.
Over $560,000 in damages liable after TikToker Krishna Sahai destroys elevator. The worst thing since the devious lick trend.
Krishna Sahai claims to be daddy's money and has all damages in
If you think I deserve a punishment, subscribe. I'm officially banned from every Walmart in America, and no, it's not because I pulled too many fire alarms or told everyone everything was free on the intercom. It's way worse than that this time. So around a week ago, I went to my local Walmart to buy some Oreos for a sleepover. When I saw a cheese grater that actually looked so cool, just like as a prop to keep in my room, I decided to get it. But when I went to scan all the items, I noticed that the cheese grater didn't have a tag on it. So of course I looked for someone for help, but after a couple minutes, like no one came to help me. So I just scanned my Oreos twice to pay for more to kind of make it fair. I walk out, the guy that checks the receipts doesn't really care, and everything's fine. Until a week later, where I get an unsuspecting knock on my door. The police are there while I'm on a FaceTime call with my friend, and I'm being sued, and they're demanding $12.49 worth of damages. So I go to Walmart to try and give the cheese grater back to them, but instead they just detained me for theft. Watch something way worse than this happen right here. Can you get away with pulling a fire alarm? Let's find out. You want to get arrested?
So everyone got evacuated from the building, but just minutes after, I got called into the principal's office. They had used me at pulling the fire alarm, but they told me if I admitted to doing it, nothing would happen. But if I did, they'd find out it was me, and I'd get fined up to $5,000 and have a misdemeanor on my record. Of course, I picked the latter. Boy Krishna Sahai does a full...
Now you have to subscribe because I have to pay for bail.
I'm gonna crash the Minecraft movie by pulling the fire alarm. Within minutes, everyone left the movie theater and it was completely empty. And law enforcement started surrounding the theater trying to look for me, but honestly, they probably thought it was another random person that does crazy stuff at the Minecraft movie anyway. So I hide in the bathroom and a few minutes go by and a guy comes in who's clearly wearing a fireman outfit and he starts banging on the doors and I'm like, what? I was keeping my feet up so he wouldn't think I was there. But bro starts tippy-toeing and looking at. At this point, I was embarrassed, so I made a last-ditch effort and ran out. And as soon as I ran outside, I was done for. It gets way worse right here.
So for the last week, I've been stuck on a cruise ship, but trust me, this isn't any normal cruise ship, because this cruise was hiding a secret inside of its elevators. You see, there's a sign under each of the elevators that says the exact day. And every time I wake up at 12:15 in the morning, it just magically changes and shows the next day. So I was a man on a mission destined to find out exactly when the sign changed to the next day. So I started camping inside the elevator at 11:40 p.m. I wasn't alone though, my fellow soldiers were with me, and we were ready to do whatever it took to see the sign change. Just 10 minutes later, our elevator was pretty much filled up with a ton of bimbos who also wanted to see a change, and when we turned around and looked at the other side, we noticed all of the elevators were completely camped. But this is when things got bad. Security hopped into our elevator and started asking us where we were going and asked us for our IDs, since 12 to 17-year-olds have curfew at 1 in the morning and I'm 16. He really wanted us out, but after I told him I'd beat him up and it was a 5v1, he left, and finally our elevator out of the blue got sent to a special floor, and here 3 guards were waiting. So subscribe, sit back, and watch this magic.
Yes!